What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing. We've got an interesting video for you guys today. Uber's stock is plummeting. Before we jump into this video, we wanted to give a quick shout out to our sponsor, Solo. Solo is the best app out there for rideshare drivers. It gets you those guaranteed earnings you have been wanting for so long. I don't know why anybody would not use it at this point, because that's just one of the many features in it. On top of that, they're going to give you 15 bucks just for signing up if you use our link in the description below. You just need to have a Venmo account to receive that $15. Throw it in your gas tank. Alrighty. Uber Technologies was one of many unprofitable growth stocks to take a sharp dive this year. Though the company's results weren't bad as it benefited from the economic reopening, Uber has historically operated at a deep loss, and market sentiment has shifted against the market share first, profits later business strategy. Uber has responded to investor demand by scaling back spending and issuing a hiring freeze, but the stock market sell-off has nonetheless hit it very hard. The ridesharing giant has also struggled with labor shortages as riders have complained of rising prices, calling into question the durability of the app-based business model. According to data from S&P Global Market Intelligence, the stock fell 51% in the first half of 2022. Man, that's a plummet. Unlike most tech stocks, Uber struggled through most of the pandemic as its mobility business, what it calls ride-hailing, declined sharply due to social distancing rules, a slowdown in travel, and the rise of remote work. That was what I always said. Uber doesn't make as much sense for a lot of drivers now because there's so many virtual jobs where you're not spending so much money on gas, wear and tear, oil changes, etc. However, with normal social travel and work patterns returning, Uber's mobility business is on the mend. Gross bookings jumped 51% in the fourth quarter of 2021 to $25.9 billion, which drove an 83% increase in revenue to $5.8 billion with the help of its acquisition of Transplace. Adjusted earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization also flipped into positive territory at $86 million, though adjusted net loss remained negative. It's always negative for them, man. However, the stock fell 6% on the news as Uber's guidance called for a slight sequential decline in gross bookings. The stock fell again in the first quarter report, even though it topped its own guidance. Gross bookings increased 35% to $26.4 billion, and the adjusted rate rose to $168 million. Free cash flow improved, but was still negative at negative $47 million. Guidance for the second quarter indicated continued improvement and a 12% sequential growth in gross bookings. The stock continued to decline over the following days as the Federal Reserve raised interest rates, and Uber later said it would cut back on spending and freeze hiring yet again. So now what? Uber is making progress on profitability, but the adjusted numbers are helped by more than $1 billion in annual stock-based compensation, which is diluting shareholders a lot. Uber is also, Uber is also losing money on its stakes in fellow ride-hailing businesses like Didi and Grab, as investors have grown skeptical of the whole ride-sharing industry. While the adjusted improvements are encouraging, investors should want to see them come without so much dilution. Interesting. So, sounds like you don't really want to invest in Uber anymore. That's the interesting thing about the company is like they've really never been truly profitable. Now, that can be normal for a lot of massive companies like that, but it's getting to the point where you got to wonder how long it can go on and how much more jobs can they outsource overseas. I mean, we all know the customer support is horrendous and rarely helpful. You know, I just don't know. I mean, during the pandemic, I really thought that might be enough to seriously cripple the companies. They ended up, squeezing through. But all in all, I think time will tell with these. But maybe you don't want to buy some Uber stock for yourself. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Check out Solo, linked in the description below. And I will talk to you guys soon.